man, and Derek Crooks still getting really on the strength of his fielding preference over Pat Simcox. Let's go straight to the match.
On the stumps and whipped away. Very strong on square of the wicket on both sides, and that's the first boundary for the Australian innings. Full and on leg stump, and Divenuto just whipped it away behind square leg. The man at square leg is in front of the umpire.
Pollock just drifting onto leg stump there. He naturally bowls deliveries that come into the left-handed batsman. He can also move them away off the pitch.
Bryson to Blewett. Blewett yet to get off the mark. And cop that. If you want to get off the mark, get a half volley from a medium pacer and whack it through the covers.
Bryson over pitching and Blewett well balanced. That looks a lot better than running down the pitch ad hoc, trying to slog over mid-on. Very good shot from Blewett.
Because he can hit you like that through the covers again, and that is another 4. So 2 boundaries to get Greg Blewett off the mark.
That was a glorious shot, that. Absolutely straight out of the textbook. Fabulous shot. Hit cleanly through the line of the ball. Front foot again, well to the pitch. And whilst the first delivery was genuinely over-pitched that he drove, that one wasn't really that over-pitched.
And man up again inside the circle. You can't bowl leg stump when you do that, and you're going to pay the ultimate penalty. And another boundary to Greg Blewett. 3 boundaries. And he goes to 13 from just 12 deliveries. It took him 8 balls to get off the mark.
And there it is again, and that's on or almost just outside leg stump. And this is something I've been critical about in the last few games, this field placement of having the fine leg in the circle and the square leg out on the fence.
Round the wicket, and once again, dare we say it, the fine leg is up, and the fine leg just walks to the fence to pick the ball out of the gutter.
And that short fine leg, in fact, is Pollock, the opening bowler. If he was back on the fence, he wouldn't have so much running to do. He's got to bowl the next over. Was in the air, but realistically, all it ever was 4 runs to Divenuto. He won't mind them bowling there to him.
Blewett will tuck it away to the man at square leg. He'll look for 2, but won't get it. Back to a bit of a mix-up now. Divenuto's in stride. He's out. Well, Greg Blewett and Michael Divenuto got themselves so tangled up. It was a mistake of monumental proportions. Both players started to amble through for the first run, and then coming in at 100 miles an hour, Crooks from the square leg on the fence. Blewett turned around, decided to call for the run, then stop, and no problems there for Dave Richardson. A throw that sees Divenuto 1.5 metres out. So the Australians, after blistering the attack from a bowling point of view, lose a wicket to a run out. Derek Crooks coming in and doing all the work. 7 overs gone, Australia 1 for 30.
This brings Stuart Law to the wicket. He's been hitting the ball well, been in very good form. Just recently gone past 1,000 runs in one-day cricket.
And inside edge, Greg Blewett does get away with that one on this occasion. It has seen him dismissed a few times in the last couple of seasons. That gap between gloves and pad that we spoke about earlier was quite exaggerated on that occasion. The lack of people in the slips area causing him to play the shot.
He's just playing a little bit away from his body there and creating a gap. Very lucky to get away with it.
Caught straight to that short mid-wicket. And Stuart Law is out. And Australia have lost their second wicket, and it looked quite a soft sort of dismissal.
Yes, not a very good shot by Stuart Law. Looking to advance down the wicket. He does get very much in line with the off stump. And we'll see here, walking across and down, not really getting on top of it. Looking to play much squarer than that, and have just lobbed it very, very gently to Jacques Cullis.
So Pollock's wicket. And Stuart Law, the man out. After a good 50 and a 33 to start the series, now out for a duck, and Australia 40 for 2.
The 1997 US PGA Tour continues on Star Sports with the Freeport McDermott Classic Highlights. Brought to you by General Electric. GE, we bring good things to life. And Wilson, the first Steph titanium golf ball. Watch the world's top players Thursday on Star Sports.
All senses alert, optic nerves focus, ear reverberations intensify. Now you're in it. Be at the Hard Rock, a head-on collision of the hottest artists in the coolest room they'll ever play. Tonight, 9:30 p.m. India. This week, David Hasselhoff. Be at the Hard Rock, so close, you'll see the sparks.
31 years old, Steve Waugh, incredible record. This is 215th one-day international match, approaching 5,000 runs, an average of 32. Look at that, 28 50s coming down the middle order. So not easy to get that many hundreds, unlike brother Mark, who has 12 to his credit, mainly through opening the batting. But a wonderful cricketer.
And he's out. Caught about by some very good bowling. Good line and length. They frustrated the Australians so far. And Stephen Waugh moving inside, trying to go over the infield and out. Great breakthrough. So there's the dismissal of Steve Waugh. As Terry said, he was frustrated by the length the South Africans bowled to him. They realised the dismissal the other night in Cape Town. They've got to bowl fuller than normal. They bowled very well when he first came to the crease. And Steve Waugh's now on his way. Cork Crooks bowled Donald for 1. And Australia 48 for 3. Michael Bevan, he hasn't a first 100 next to his name yet. But one gets the feeling it surely can't be long. And I think sooner or later Australia will think about batting him higher in the order in one-dayers. Such will be the selection of these sides, that they'll pick him as a one-day specialist. Bat him at 3 perhaps, where he can bat for a lot of overs. Because he's one of those men that later in the day can really spank the ball around the park. Yes, well, he's been in there. He's run out. Unbelievable. Australia on a death wish. Well, Jonty Rhodes, you just can't keep him out of the game. He really has been outstanding in the field so far in this match. On that occasion, Michael Bevan was looking to get off the mark, looking to run one down a third man. And Jonty Rhodes covered the ground very quickly indeed. Bevan took off, Rhodes picked it up at just about a single stump to shy at, and we'll have a look at it. Bevan's pretty keen to get off. I don't know why he's going to run from that, because Jonty Rhodes is so quick to get off the ground and pick it up again. Almost one stump to shy at, direct hit, and Bevan is on his way. So that really is a big blow for Australia. And Bevan was hardly in the picture. And there's his mate, the little duck. There it is. So sad days for Michael Bevan and Australia. 4 for 50 Australia. Adam Gilchrist, just 19 runs, hasn't played a lot. Was flown to India as a replacement. And he can really bat, this young man. We saw him in the Super 8s, spanking the ball to all parts of the ground. That's an amazing stat. South Africa's dismissed 38 Australian batsmen one-day internationals, 1.4 run-outs per match. Just shows how good their fielding is, how brilliant their fielding is. They certainly do work hard at it.
Beautiful stroke. That is a quality stroke from Greg Blewett. He's waited a long time for a half volley from Alan Donald, and he didn't waste it.
Played a couple of beautiful cover drives in the second over of the day through the covers off Rudy Bryson. He's just been waiting for something with a bit of width, something a little bit over pitched. He's got it here, right off the middle of that blade. Beautiful balance, good stride from him. And through the covers for 4. Beautiful shot indeed.
So his job is to bat through this Australian innings. Alan Donald disappointed. He shouldn't be. Just every now and then that's going to happen. And then the singles. That's keeping the scoreboard moving. Jonty Rhodes had a long way to run to get to that. There was no danger in that. That's good batting there by Greg Blewett. The previous couple of run-outs where he's been involved, there was confusion and, well, poor running. Oh, a bad bounce there. And that's the sort of thing that Gilchrist can do. You can see the power that was hit with. It wasn't Cronje's fault. He got down to the ball and then it bounced alarmingly at his head.
Beautiful timing there from Adam Gilchrist. Actually raced off the bat. Didn't look like he hit it very hard at all. Have a look at the timing. Good placement of the feet, good follow through, and there's the bad bounce. Off the wicket area, right over the top of a diving South African captain, Hansie Cronje. There it is. And race to the boundary.
Greg Blewett, the man charged with the responsibility now of batting through the innings, and he's found an ally at the moment in Gilchrist, who's on 10 of just 16 deliveries. So it's Rudy Bryson to come back into the attack, and with the change of commentary it will be David Hooks, and with him Carl Rackerman.
Thank you, Terry, and a good time for a bowler to be coming back. And he can't bowl there to Gilchrist. He's a very good player, square the wicket on both sides. A very good puller, a very good hooker. Gilchrist doing it very well.
Round the wicket, Adam.
And his record in Sheffield Shield cricket in Australia has been very good, particularly in this last season, in the last 2 seasons. He scored a lot of runs for Western Australia, and he likes to hit the ball, plays on both sides of the wicket, and pull shots are something he quite enjoys.
Down the track, in the air, and through covers for 4. So Blewett striking that beautifully. Herschel Gibbs had no chance and just smashed it past the covers to bring up his half-century. So Blewett goes to 53 from his 71 balls. His captain applauds. The Australian flag flies, and he has hit this very hard.
A nice shot through the covers to bring up his 50, Greg Blewett, but he's looked terrific since the innings started. He opened the batting in Cape Town and made what some people consider to be a fairly indiscreet decision to charge Sean Pollock, and was bowled. But he's batted with a little bit more respect for the bowlers, played the balls on their merits today, but has had enough bad balls to score quite freely.
Leg side, there's a man at mid-wicket on the fence, and Crooks, and he's there. So straight down the throat of Derek Crooks. He didn't quite get it as straight as he would have liked, Greg Blewett. The shot was certainly on. He tried to hit it over wide mid-on, but the ball just angling into him. He got more of the inside edge of the bat, hit it a long way, but Crooks just ran past, and it was like picking pears off a tree.
Well, not what you'd call a good delivery. It was going down the leg side, and Greg Blewett helping it on its way, and hit it quite well, but just not well enough. It's a very simple catch for Crooks in the finish. But just when Australia's innings was getting underway again, another wicket falls. So to Greg Blewett for 53. Australia are now 5 for 83.
Gilchrist punches the first ball after the wicket has fallen to Donald at mid-on. Ian Healy comes to the crease, a higher score of 56 in Melbourne. And that is one of his favourite shots, Gilchrist. Didn't quite time it as he would have liked. It's a long chase here for Bryson, and he just gets to it. So a good piece of fielding. They'll look for 4, but he did pretty well.
Well, Gilchrist played a pull shot earlier, got it right off the middle and smacked it for 4. This one just got it a bit high on the bat, but elected to hit it over the infield. No problem with that. Just didn't quite get enough meat on it. And Bryson managed to save the boundary with a good diving save.
Healy again in the air, but there's a man there who won't get it. In fact, 4 runs. Sean Pollock, I thought from this vantage point had a chance of getting to it, but so well did Healy strike the ball that it only bounced 3 or 4 times into the fence.
And Healy hitting this one in front of square leg, just a bit squarer than his favourite area, which is more to mid-wicket, and that's where South Africa had the fieldsman placed, round to mid-wicket.
So a single to end of the over. A very good, productive one for Australia. 5 for 103.
To win the green jacket of the US Masters is the pinnacle of golfing achievement. Those who have conquered the stunning Augusta course, which demands precision golf, have provided us with unforgettable moments. A journey of excitement, tension, disappointment and victory. The US Masters, Thursday on Star Sports.
Presenting the Star Movies Mrityudata competition. Take a deep breath and answer the simple question. What was Amitabh Bachchan's last major release? 10 lucky winners receive passes to attend the grand premiere of Mrityudata. And the luckiest one of them all wins an exclusive dinner date with the Big B himself. Send your entries to Star Movies Mrityudata competition, PO Box 37454, Andheri East, Mumbai.
Adam Gilchrist, the young rookie, is going to try and show the way. The thing about it is he's played so much cricket in recent times. He's played at this ground before with the Cricket Academy. It's not foreign to him. It's the way the game is these days. Beautifully in position, and that's 4 runs.
Very strong on the offside, Adam Gilchrist. They've got 4 men in the ring trying to cut that off, but if you strike it as well as that, there's no danger that it's going to go for 4. Lovely free swing of the arms, and Donald just straying outside off, and you see Gilchrist, that is straight off the middle of the bat. The field has absolutely no chance. Beautifully played, wrists right over the ball, hitting it into the ground, head right over the ball, and you just couldn't play it better than that.
Magnificent timing there. There's 2 men, they wouldn't be 10 metres apart, split them, they look at each other, and it's 4 runs to Adam Gilchrist. He's gone this time, trying to run it down to 3rd man. Healy's gone. Very important breakthrough.
And not a very good shot from Ian Healy. He just tried to run that down. It bounced on him a bit. New bowler, different speed, different length. And, well, it just got too close and too big on him. Ian Healy would have been much better just playing that straight down the wicket. But looking for the one-day shot, got him into trouble, and Dave Richardson took the catch.
So, Australia 6 for 129. Well, Warne in a floppy hat. And that was the identical shot to that which Healy played. Warne that time not making contact.
Well, this is a poor shot. There's just absolutely no footwork whatsoever from Shane Warne. He just stands there. You can see both feet almost together as the ball goes past. And very much a one-day shot. Well, not really a shot at all. Just trying to run it down to 3rd man. And, well, Dave Richardson nearly had another victim.
Just over the head of Cronje at mid-wicket and into the boundary. Very strong on the leg side is Gilchrist. He really is showing some young people how he can play. And he has moved along now to 48 from just 61 deliveries with 5 boundaries.
Keep going. Wait. No.
Take it off, Harry. Gilchrist facing Crooks on 48. And this could be his 50. The young man could bring up his first half century in Australian colours here at Kingsmead, and he does just that, and we'll get a warm round of applause from a sellout crowd here and the opposition team. They know that he's a young man. He came over as a wicket-keeper to replace the suspended Ian Healy, and he's now showing his wares as a quality batsman. Lovely shot by Shane Warne, just getting past backward point and going to the boundary. So a couple of boundaries in the last over, just trying to split this field up. Johnny Rhodes saying, I need some sunglasses. The sun's setting in his eyes, and you don't see Johnny Rhodes miss field too often. So Shane Warne goes on to 8. Gilchrist is 50, and Australia is 6 for 147.
Well, this pitch just not as easy to score on as what we thought it was going to be. And we've found out that there was a lot of rain on Wednesday, so it's just a bit damp deep underneath, so it's coming up a bit slower.
And got him trying to whip it through mid-wicket. Eyes not quite over the ball. The full Yorker, a very good delivery from Bryson. A bit of extra pace is what beats Shane Warne, just trying to turn it a bit square perhaps instead of looking to punch it wide of mid-on. And the 7th Australian wicket falls. Shane Warne is out, bowled by Bryson for 12.
And Bryson capable of surprising with some extra pace every now and again, and I think that was one of them. He went for the Yorker and went to really step up a gear, and it was quite a quick delivery. Caught Shane Warne by surprise, and a good Yorker at any stage is a difficult delivery. But Warne did a good job there, got a few more runs with Gilchrist. Australia are now 7 for 153.
Coming to the crease for Australia, the Sheffield Shield Cricketer of the Year. Just played 3 games out of a possible 10. And he's tried to smash that and has done it successfully. So past Bryson at mid-off. Very well timed and, more importantly, very well placed. So a boundary to finish Cronier's over. 43 gone, 7 for 165.
Behind you.
Nice stance of Gilchrist, nice and relaxed. And he can hit balls over mid-wicket for 6, Gilchrist, and that's what he's just done. You don't strike them any better or any more cleanly than that. So a boundary 6 to finish the over, 7 for 177.
Well, as I spoke, it'd be good if Australia could get a couple more boundaries, and that's the maximum boundary, 6. Nice clean swing and straight off the middle. Gilchrist is growing in stature with every over and really proving to be the backbone of the Australian innings now.
That man took the catch, so he wins himself 1,000 rand, around about 300 Australian dollars, so that's not a bad day out. Might have done a deal with Jacques Callis to go halves.
Donald back into the attack now, very miserly.
And that's where he can go. Just as predicted, the angled ball, the half volley on middle and leg stump goes out of the park. 45 overs gone, 7 for 186.
David, I don't know if you're marketing any of your crystal balls, but that was a sweet shot. A few more boundary 6s.
Nice hit that one, eh?
Australia could get up towards a total perhaps of 220. Gilchrist can stay there, and there'll be a reasonable total on this wicket.
Well, there's a fella that usually leads the band down. There's Stanley Merkin. He's usually over in that corner.
Oh, a brilliant catch. Hansi Cronje. Gilchrist doing what he had to do. And just as Australia thought they may have been able to get up to the 220, which would have been extremely competitive, Hansi Cronje has taken a magnificent catch, diving full length to his right. And you see the end of Adam Gilchrist.
Yes, he's done the right thing, Adam Gilchrist. It was right in the slot. Perhaps tried to hit it just a little bit too hard and just managed to get it to Hansi Cronje. Took a good diving catch, never took his eyes off the ball, and the hands wrapped right in it. And Gilchrist getting a standing ovation. Australia 8 for 195.
Adam Dale striding to the crease to take up where Adam Gilchrist left off. Oh, that's out. Absolutely plumb. Trying to hit where the gap was. That was mid-wicket. And Andy Bickle walked straight in front. So Pollock does the job again.
Yes, Andy Bickle trying to score boundaries. Feels more comfortable whipping it away on the onside. Walked across his wickets, and Sean Pollock did the right thing right in the block hole. Just a very, very difficult ball to hit away, and, well, I don't think they come easier than that as an umpire. Right in front of the stumps.
So Australia now 9 for 198. And Jason Gillespie, his high of 17 just a couple of days ago at Cape Town, where he spanked a couple over mid-on. This is the 200. In the end, a pretty good fight back here by Australia. Thanks to Adam Gilchrist. The crowd have been entertained. They've seen some magnificent fielding, some average Australian batting early, and then a good fight back in the middle. I suppose it's had all facets of the game covered here tonight.
So the final over for Australia. 4 runs and over. Just don't think it's going to be enough. Very slow wicket. It hasn't had much movement on it. And the Australians will have to bowl and field very, very well to defend this target.
There's a bonus. There's a bonus over the top of the keeper's head. Australia just what they needed. Adam Dale trying to swing it high and wide. What they needed. Adam Dale trying to swing it high and wide. Top edging over the keeper's head. Sean Pollock pitching just too short on that occasion.
Yeah, a little bit of caution to the wind. Adam Dale giving himself lots of room. That's certainly a last over shot. And Pollock perhaps just a little bit unlucky. He was right in the right spot. Would have hit the wickets. But Dale getting enough bat on it.
What'll happen here? A cheeky single. And Australia end up with a reasonably respectable 211. At the end of 50 overs, Australia 9 for 211. Let's see that last delivery. A big attempted hit by Gillespie. Just gets it onto the pad and they take full advantage and run away for an easy single.
And we see the scorecard there. Divinito and Blewett got away to a flyer, and then we had a little pause in the middle where Law and Stephen Moore really not on their game tonight, and really struggled. Bevan, of course, run out on a misfield, and Gilchrist played quite magnificently. He was the star of the show, combined with, first of all, Healy, and then with Andy Bickle to give some respectability to the score.
We can see their partnerships play a major role in every form of cricket. Really, the first one was a flyer before the run out, and then for the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th wickets, little mini partnerships that did a very good job for Australia. Gilchrist the star, as Barry Richards said. You see the bowling here. Pollock 4 for 33, the star. Bryson 2 for 47. And Alan Donald 1 for 37 off his 10. A great performance by South Africa.
In the air, Gully out. So a wicket to complete the first over. Steve Waugh taking a very well-judged catch at backward Gully. And Australia get the first wicket. Adam Dale again getting the breakthrough. 6 balls into the game. And a wicket for the Australians. And South Africa 1 for 1.
And very good bowling from Adam Dale. He'd hardly made one swing away at all, and that one has left Herschel Gibbs looking to get off the mark, and all he's done is he's hit it well off the middle of the bat, but really stretching for it, and Stephen Waugh doesn't make mistakes with those.
South Africa at the end of the first over 1 for 1. Gets over the ball and smashes it to the cover for point fence. That's what Gibbs should have done the previous over, get over the top of the ball and punch it into the ground hard.
Yeah, this is a problem that Andrew Bickle has. Not a lot of match practice, trying to bowl that one just a little bit quicker, but all it was is shorter. And on this type of wicket, which is very slow to a player of this class, Cullinan really played that square cup absolutely superbly. No need to run for that. So Bickle just straining a little bit hard. He'll have to get it fuller, give it a chance to swing.
In the air and down. Gilchrist at first slip. Puts a waist-high chance down. Normally a wicket keeper, but normally very good in the infield as well, coming off 77 runs.
Great bowling this by Adam Dale. Just got it to bounce a little bit, and Darryl Cullinan looking to play that one through down to the third man area has got it straight to Adam Gilchrist. Of course, used to having gloves on. Perhaps he needed them there. He seemed to get in a very good position. Perhaps just took it a little bit too easy and it's popped out.
And smash that away. You don't see any balls hit harder or more in the middle of the bat than that to end the over. South Africa 1 for 21.
Oh, he's dropped him. Well, that's the second one that Gilchrist has put down at slip, and they've both been regulation slip catches. Oh, Carl, he ain't got his gloves on.
Well, I don't know what you would expect of a wicket-keeper suddenly fielding at first slip without the gloves. Obviously, it's a totally different experience. But you would tend to expect he'd have good catching instincts, he'd have soft hands, and Adam Gilchrist now dropped 2 catches at first slip.
And now he goes over the top and gets 4 runs. He backed away, gave himself the room, and Australian style, it's 1 for 35. In the air, but safe, and 4. Between Waugh in a square gully position and a backward point. There's not much of a gap there, but he got it through at catchable height.
You should see this good angle in the air. Certainly catchable if the fieldsman had been in the way, but just through that gap between backward point and Stephen Waugh at gully.
Dale continues. He's doing a very good job. He has none for 18, and he's in his 10th over. None for 19 now. Applause for the South African 50. It's been very slow coming. Mind you, they have a lot of wickets in hand. It took 109 deliveries. and 75 minutes. So Cullinan on 22, back at 26.
And in the air, so got him. So Cullinan trying to step aside, hit inside out, perhaps outsmarted himself. A low chance to Warren, who took it comfortably in the end. So Australia gets the second wicket, and Shane Warne gets Daryl Cullinan caught and bowled for 38 from 74 deliveries with 2 boundaries.
Yes, and good bowling by Shane Warne. Not an easy wicket to bowl, and Cullinan looking to try and give himself a bit of room. Not a particularly elegant shot, and Warne takes a very sharp catch. Cullinan looking to back away and hit it through the covers. Got too close to it in the end and scooped the ball back to Warne.
South Africa at the 25th over, 2 for 81. The wicket of Cullinan brings the youngster Jacques Kallis to the crease. 5 half centuries, just 21 years of age. And an appeal, and he's given him out. So Adam Barker, in attempting to play the sweep shot to a ball pitched very full and on the stumps, misses it, and the umpire says to Shane Warne, that is out, and Shane Warne gets his second wicket, Australia's third, and slowly, ever so slowly, the pressure on the South Africans mount.
Yes, very good bowling from Shane Warne. We'll see here, it's just a little quicker and a little footer, and Adam Barker trying to sweep it just too full. It's hit him very low on the pad, even though he was a fair way forward. Very low on the pad, that would never have bounced over. So Shane Warne gets another breakthrough, and the match is not over yet.
Good thing for the Australians there is that both batsmen have just come to the crease that are not out. And it's Shane Warne. 2 wickets in 5 deliveries. Gillespie to Rhodes and bowled him. So the perfect Yorker, and the pressure that has built up on the South Africans because they weren't scoring freely has suddenly turned the pendulum and swung this pendulum to Australia's way. A good bowling change by Ian Hilly. He brought Gillespie back on last over. A wicket fell to Warne at the other end, and now a wicket to Gillespie.
And just a little bit of swing here, the ball going the other way, and Jonty Rhodes getting in all sorts of trouble. Just not picking it. Very good ball from Jason Gillespie, and full marks to Ian Healy. 3 overs ago when Stuart Law was on, they were picking off 6 and over with no trouble at all. A wicket fell, and he was very, very quick to bring Gillespie back, and now South Africa 4 for 89.
So it brings the South African captain to the crease. 3 men in the offside, saving the single, and 2 on the leg side. The leg side men both in front of square leg. And can he get off the marker? Mixed up at the bowler's end and keeper's end, and he's hit the stumps. The Australians believe they've got a wicket. Steve Waugh charging in from backward point. Umpire Orchard has called for the third umpire, but the Australians know they've got the wicket, or sense they've got the wicket.
Brilliant piece of fielding by Steve Waugh. He throws the stumps down. This is going to be extremely close, and that's out. I'm afraid that is out.
And the red light says that Jacques Kallis has to walk from the ground, run out for 1. We made the point just a moment ago. Both not-out batsmen were on 1. It's 5 for 89.
If you want to talk to more than 1 lakh businessmen and industrialists, talk to Anand Basar Patrika.
सपने आपके मकसद हमारा कुबेर।
unbeatable style. Newport, good dreams for less.
They were made for me. The call of the valley is all I can feel. Hercules MTB with extra tough cannon barrel frame made for the mountain.
So Derek Crooks comes to the crease with just an average of 15 and a highest score of 54 against the Indians in Sharjah.
Just a single there. Forlorn dive, that's the 100. You can see it there. 191 deliveries, 135 minutes. So Australia have done a very, very good job in containing South Africa. First they contained them, then they got wickets. And a big flash, and off the meat. 4 runs. He needs more of that.
This is what South Africa ultimately had to do. Shane Warne was just getting the better of them. A few runs off this over now. There's a big sweep right off the meat of the bat from Crooks, and it's going to improve their equation somewhat.
Just like that, and he's got him. As Barry Richards said, the reverse swing was going to help him. It came off the boot and onto the leg stump, just like Gillespie did a few overs ago, and Bickle has broken through the defence of Derek Crooks. Crooks, who bowled so well, 10 overs for 40, has been bowled for 17 by Andy Bickle.
Yes, and that one you can see, just that reverse swing, very full, which is what you've got to do, and Andy Bickle is delighted. Just come off the boot, and that's a bonus for Ian Healy. I think he was just hoping that Bickle would get through a few overs without giving away too many runs, and South Africa now 6 for 125.
Very good record already for young Sean Pollock, averaging nearly 35 with a couple of 50s. And that's lovely. You can't time them any better than that. That is split 2 fieldsmen. Full on leg stump, a beautiful shot to end of the over, 6 for 142. Got him inside edge onto the stumps, and that's the man the Australians wanted to dismiss. Cronje will be disappointed. He didn't get to the ball. His penchant is for going back with his right foot. He therefore doesn't get his left foot as far forward as what he perhaps feels he does at times. And a delighted Andy Bickle, a very good breakthrough. Well done to Ian Healy, and well done to Andy Bickle.
Yes, and that one just coming back. Hansie Cronje not really getting his foot across, not covering it, throwing the bat at it, and just with that little bit of movement in, it's caught the inside edge and onto the stumps. And South Africa, well, in a fair bit of trouble now at 7 for 143.
Dave Richardson, another man that's played over 100 matches for his country. And a big shout, and the umpire's given him, so he didn't get off the pads onto the stumps, but he got onto the pads, and good enough. So Australia on top at the moment. They take their 8th wicket. Bickle takes his 3rd, and the reverse swing late at night doing all the damage.
Very good delivery from Andy Bickle, nice and full. That's just where he needed to bowl it. Dave Richardson looking to play back. You'll see right back and across, and it's cannoned into the pads. Maybe just a little unfortunate, might have gone down leg, but Andy Bickle, as you can see, bowling from very, very close to the stumps. So Dave Richardson makes his way back to the pavilion, 8 for 143.
This is a good hit, good strike, straight down the ground. That's 4. Perhaps there is a miracle around the corner.
South Africa are going to need a few of them. Rudy Bryson showed in Cape Town he's well capable. Bickle's been bowling a lot of Yorkers. That one was just in the hitting zone. And there is a long off in position, but he's wide-ish. It was get a lot straighter.
High full toss. It's up in the air. Warren's under it. And he's caught it. Might have been a thought of a no ball. Could have been a bit high. Bryson's looking back. But the umpire isn't agreeing.
Well, it's an original way to take a wicket, really. Bryson still looking back. And a big full toss like that catches you by surprise. Here it is side on. And no, it's not above the waist. If it's above the waist, it's a no ball. But not that one, just hit it high in the air off the splice. And Warren takes the catch. And South Africa are now 9 for 165.
Up and under. It's over the fence. It's a 6. Perhaps there's another turn in this match.
Well, this Pollock's a dangerous customer. My word, what a hit. Gillespie's first ball, and Pollock has smashed him over mid-on. 6 runs. And now we're down to the last 3 overs of the game. A shot like that has taken the asking rate per over down a whole run. It's down to 8.1.
Pollock, 3 men in the offside in the circle, only 1 on the leg side. Warren will have to be outside, off stump and full. And he is pretty full. There's some confusion, they're both at the same end. Here comes the run out. And that's the game. A bit of confusion. Well, what a sad end, really, in so many ways. Donald had done the job. Both batsmen set off, then both ran back to the same end. The throw came to the bowler, Warren. Warren then turned around, relayed it to Ian Healy. And the game is over. Australia win. Australia win by 16 runs. What a great finish. Alan Donald upset. All out for 196. Barker and Cullinan really were the key to this. They occupied the crease for quite a while, but they both went an over apart, and Warren was the man. He caught and bowled Cullinan for again to put the mockers on him, and then had Barker given out LBW trying to sweep. And then it was the Gillespie and Bickle show. He bowled really well. Adam Dale got the wicket of Herschel Gibbs, but Pollock, 41 not out down there. Magnificent. Partnerships were a problem for South Africa tonight. You can see for the second wicket, they had an 80-run partnership between Backer and Cullinan. Then it was for the 6th wicket, 37. And it wasn't until the last couple, 22 between Pollock and Bryson, and then 31 for the last wicket between Pollock and Donald, that almost stole the match from Australia's grasp. Certainly was exciting, to say the least. The Australian bowling, Adam Dale, 10 overs, 1 for 22. And Andrew Bickle, 3 for 43, coming back into the game pretty well. Warren, 2 for 36, did the job. And Blewett, 1 for 18, gets a wicket.
So near yet so far for South Africa, but it puts the series even at 2 games each. So join us on Tuesday in Johannesburg for match 5 in this one-day series between Australia and South Africa. Good afternoon and welcome to the New Wanderers Stadium in Johannesburg for the 5th Standard Bank of South Africa One-Day International between the host nation, South Africa and Australia. As we watch a celebration fly past by the South African Air Force, the news in this series is that it's level at 2 matches each. The first match went to South Africa with 6 wickets, the second to Australia by 7 wickets. Then South Africa came back in the third match, winning that by 46 runs. And then a very exciting game the other night, and Australia running home by 16 runs despite some spirited